In March of 2019, CAAASA and its statewide partners convened a successful annual statewide conference titled Creating and Achieving an Equitable Education for African Americans and Other Students of Color. The conference included workshops and sessions on equity-related issues, as well as outstanding presentations by educational leaders. Several of these speakers expressed an interest in expanding the conversation on building a coalition on equity in California. The work of the coalition will consist of sharing knowledge and resources to benefit students and educational leaders in the state.
I hope that you will join us in the effort that we've launched this year around closing the achievement gap. As a new superintendent, I named about a dozen work groups to address all the things that we talk about. How do we get more funding in California? How do we provide more funding for special education programs? How do we do more early education? And how do we close the achievement gap?
Elevating advocacy efforts on ensuring educational equity.
That our staff may have in terms of their equity mindset. What training, what particular issues should we tap into based on current events going on in the district?
I want to thank CAAASA for your leadership in expanding access to high-quality education and making the National Coalition for Educational Equity a reality. And finally, I just want you to remember the words of Martin Luther King, who said, "We are now faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. It is in this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such thing as being too late. There is no time for apathy or complacency. This is a time for vigorous and positive action."
And engaging other agency partners, individuals, and legislatures in the work.
For truth, access, and equity takes knowledge, courage, and nerve.
William Douthit, National Council on Educating Black Children. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. The CAAASA conference for me has been an experience in terms of looking at the whole child and meeting that child's full needs in terms of social, emotional, education, and a supportive network.
Having the opportunity to learn from and hear tips and ideas from African American superintendents and former superintendents, those who are a part of search firms, shared lots of great highlights and information that would help aspiring superintendents, but also those who are interested in going into upper leadership.
Very well executed, well attended, and fantastic workshops. I'm energized and ready to do the work to improve the achievement scores of African American students in whatever way I can.
CAAASA and its statewide partners, agency, groups, and individuals will plan its work for the coming year as follows. Identifying the equity message for each partner, agency, group, and individual. Increasing awareness of the need for equity. Inclusion of research and data. Identifying goals and desired outcomes and recommended strategies. As we focus our work throughout the year on identifying equity-related goals and outcomes, we will build a strong coalition, as well as a body of work to share by the time we convene the 2020 annual conference. Agenda 2020, Strengthening an Equity Coalition for African Americans and Other Students of Color.